welcome to the channel. We got some 1961 New York Yankees baseball. We got the Yankees flying out to California, take on the Los Angeles Angels, and on August 23rd, 1961. Let's take a look at the lineups here. For the New York Yankees, leading off playing second base is Bobby Richardson. Batting second, playing third base is Billy Gardner. Batting third, playing right field is Roger Maris. Batting fourth and playing center field is Mickey Mantle. Batting fifth, playing first base is Bill Skowron. Batting sixth, playing left field, Yogi Berra. Batting seventh and doing the catching is Elston Howard. Batting eighth and playing shortstop is Clint Boyer. And doing the pitching and batting ninth is the chairman of the board, Whitey Ford. Take a look at the Los Angeles Angels starting lineup here for this game. And we got leading off for the Angels playing right field, Al Pearson. Batting second, playing shortstop is Joe Cobb. Batting third, playing left field is George Thomas. Batting fourth, playing first base is still Blinko. Batting fifth, doing the catching is Earl Avery. Batting sixth, playing center field is Ken Hunt. Batting seventh and playing third base is Eddie Yost. Batting eighth, playing second base is Billy Moran. And batting ninth, former New York Yankee, doing the pitching is Ryan Doran. Let's see what happens here in LA, folks. Go out to LA Wrigley for this game. Tim D. Just catching up, are you? Yeah. Trying to get this done by January is what I'm hoping, Tim. We'll see how things work out with the surgery and all. So on the mound for the Los Angeles Angels, Ryan Doran with a 4.19 ERA. This is his 11th start. He's 5-5. He does have one save on the year. He'll be going up against the hot-hitting Bobby Richardson. Former teammates here. Bobby's hitting 263, 3 home runs, 49 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Bobby. And just like that, that's going to be a base hit in the center field. Bobby Richardson keeps the hitting going, folks. He's on with a leadoff single here for the Yankees. Nice way to greet your former teammate. That brings up Billy Gardner now with a runner down at first, nobody out, batting 247. 2 home runs, 10 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. And that's what Doran does well. He strikes you out. You never know where the ball is going to go. And he used to say Doran didn't either. So now we got one out with Bobby Richardson down at first for Roger Maris. Hitting 260 with his 50 home runs and 100 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Roger. And that's going to be a back-to-back strikeouts. Doran strikes out Roger. I hear you, Tim. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Now we got Mick, and he's batting 300, folks. 41 home runs, 122 RBIs. Can Mick drive in, Bobby? Started off with that single, still down at first. And that's going to be a single in the right. And the throw down the third's not going to get Bobby, and Mick's going to make it down the second on the throw down the third. So we got second and third now, 2 outs. Nice piece of hitting by Mick. Nice base running too. So second and third here for the Moose. Batting 281 with 35 home runs, 115 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Bill Skowron. And that's going to be a base hit in the center field. Sorry, down the right field line, right over the base. That'll score 2. And the Yankees take a 2-0 lead here in the top of the first, folks. And Doran can't get the last out here. So now we got a runner down at first and 2 outs for Yogi Berra. Yogi's batting 318, 23 home runs, 63 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. Ken Hunt's got it. And that'll end the inning. But the Skowron comes through with an 2 RBI single. Yankees 2, Angels coming to bat with Pearson, Comp, and Thomas. Whitey Ford on the year has got a 2.9 ERA. This is his 31st game. He's 18-7, folks. He's got 10 complete games. Al's batting 320 on the year. Let's see what Whitey does with Al. And that's going to be a fly ball in the left field. Yogi's out there today. He's got that one for out number 1. Here's Joe Comp. Joe's batting 248 on the year with 3 home runs and 16 RBIs. And that's going to be a base on balls. Don't want to start doing that. It's one thing Whitey every now and then has trouble with is his control. So you got a runner down at first. 1 out here for George. Thomas batting 308, 5 home runs, 20 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down to second. Can the Yankees turn 2? It's a slow roller. I don't think so. Bobby's up with it. He throws over to Boyer to get the lead runner. Now there's 2 outs with Thomas down at first for Blinko. Batting 298, 18 home runs, 53 RBIs. And that's going to be another base on balls. Whitey's walking himself into a mess here, folks. First and second now with 2 outs. And that'll bring up Earl Avery. Batting 211, 9 home runs, 37 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Gardner's up with it. He'll fire across the diamond. Nice play by Gardner to get Whitey out of the mess. We go to the top of the second. It's 2-0 New York. We got Howard, Boyer, and Ford due up here at the bottom part of the order against Ryan. And Howard's hitting 335, 11 home runs, 52 RBIs. And that's going to be a base hit. He goes the other way with this, folks. Drops in front of Abe out there in right field. With nobody out, Howard's not going to try stretching it. He pulls up with a single. Brings up Mr. Clint Boyer. See if Clint can get on board here. He's batting only 238. 10 home runs on the year, 46 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And that's going to be a slow roller, and Cop's going to fire over to first to get the easy out. Howard will end up down the second. At least Boyer gets the runner over, folks. So you got a runner down at second. Whitey's going to try to lay down a bunt here, folks. Get him over in, get him down to third here with Bobby Richardson, who has been freaking red hot. I mean, he's on fire. See if Whitey can get the bunt down here. That's going to be a foul ball, strike 1. And that's foul ball, strike 2. And that's going to be a poorly bunted ball down. Avery's up with it. He fires down the third, and they get Howard at third, folks. So Whitey's on at first. Didn't execute that very well. So now we got runner down at first. 2 outs for Bobby Richardson as Whitey couldn't get the bunt down. Well, he got it down but couldn't execute it. Bobby's 1 for 1. He did score on the single by Scower. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. I'm sorry, that's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. So Bobby goes down. The Yankees lead 1-on. We go to the top of the second. You got Hunt, Yost, and Maroon due up here. Ken's batting 251, 14 home runs, and 60 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. That's Whitey's first strikeout of the game, folks. 1 down. Brings up Ed Yost. He's batting 241 with 1 home run and 9 RBIs. And that's going to be a pop-up on the infield. Gardner says he's got it out in left field and makes the catch for out number 2. Billy Maroon due up now, batting .234, 4 home runs, 23 RBIs. And that's going to be another pop-up. And again, Gardner says he's got it and does. Whitey's got just enough movement keeping them off balance. Now we go to the top of the third. We got Gardner, Maris, and Mantle due up. Billy struck out his first time up against Ryan. And that's going to be another swing and a miss, I believe. Yep, strikeout number 4 for Ryan Doran. Here comes the M&M boys now. Roger struck out his first time up. And not this time. Here's something that Doran can also do. He can walk a lot of them, folks. Roger trots on down the first. Now you got a runner on first for the Mick. He singled his first time up, folks. Here's the pitch to Mickey. And he's going to single again in the center field. Roger's going to stop at second. So we got first and second for the Moose. See if he can deliver again here, folks. He had a 2 RBI single his first time up. Here's the pitch to him. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 down now, 2 strikeouts in this inning. Here comes his former battering mate, Yogi Berra. Flew out the center his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. As a matter of fact, that's a pop fly down the second. And that'll end the inning. Yankees get 2-1 but can't score. We go to the bottom of the third. It's still 2-0 New York. We got Doran in the top of the order and Pearson and Kopp. Doran's hitting a .167 with the Angels. He's got 2 RBIs on the year. And that's going to be an easy ground ball down to Gardner. Fires over the Skowron for out number 1. And here comes Mr. Pearson. And he's flown out the left his first time up. And he's going to give it another try, and Yogi's going to catch it again. So 2 fly balls to left and 2 outs by Abe. And that brings up Kopp, rather. He's walked first time up. And that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Whitey gets him this time. 1, 2, 3 goes the Angels. We go to the fourth. Howard, Boyer, and Ford. And Boyer singled his first time up, folks. And not this time. That's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. And Ryan Doran muffs this one, folks. That's going to be an E1. Howard's going to be safe at first. Comes Boyer. Grounded out the shortest first time up. And not this time, folks. That's a base hit in the center field. Just like that, the Yankees got first and second and nobody out. And Whitey's going to try to lay down a bunt here, folks. Get both of them in scoring position for the top of the order. He didn't do a very good job bunting the last time up. And he does a good job this time. Bunts that ball down the first baseline. Steve Blanco's got it. His only play is going to be a throw over the first with Billy covering. So we got second and third now with 1 out for the top of the order and Bobby Richardson. That will force the Angels to bring the infield in, folks. They don't look like they're going to score much off against Whitey. Bobby singled and struck out. And not this time, folks. That's going to be a ground ball down the short. And what looked like an easy play with the infield in ends up being an E6. And everybody holds when bases are now loaded, folks, on that E6. So we got Howard at third, Boyer at second, Richardson at first for Billy Gardner. And they're going to keep the infield in. I don't think they can. Gardner's not that bad. Richardson's got speed. So they're going to try to cut Howard down at the plate here. Gardner's over 2. He struck out both times up, folks. And that's going to be a ball back to the pitcher. Duren's got it. He's coming home with it. They get Howard out at the plate. Now it's up to Mr. Roger Maris with the bases juiced. Boyer at third, Richardson at second, and Gardner at first. Can Roger blow this game open, folks? Hey, ID. not doing bad. Bases juiced for the Yankees. Up 2-0. Let's see if Roger can open this game up. Here's the pitch to Roger. And that ball is blasted in the third baseline, bounces in the foul territory and starts rolling around out there. Rogers rounding second, folks. He's headed to third, and he's in there, folks, with a base clearing trip, as Beatles would say. Sure. And that makes it a 5-0 game. Ryan Doran shaking his head. Jeez, you Pete's. Now you got Mick up with Roger down at third. Mick's 2 for 2. See if he can go 3 for 3 and get an RBI here, folks. And no, that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. But the Yankees score 3 on the triple by Roger. And they're leading 5-0, folks, as we go to the bottom of the fourth. We got Thomas, Blinko, and Averill due up. Excuse me while I take a drink. So George reached on a fielder's choice his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Bobby Richardson. He bobbles that ball, holds on to it. George will be safe at first on an E4. Not what you want. Well, he's thinking about a 5-run lead and you're messing up easy plays. See if they can get a ground ball double play here off of Blinko. He don't have much speed. He walked his first time up against Whitey. And that's going to be a nice pickoff move by Whitey, and he picks George off. Nice job by Whitey Ford. And that erases the error. And now the pitch to Steve. And that's going to be a base on balls. How big was that pickoff now? Sure. Instead of having first and second and nobody out, you got a runner at first, 1 out, and a ground ball. Could get out of this inning. Earl don't have much speed. He's a catcher, folks. He grounded out to third his first time up. He ain't grounding out this time. He squares this up against Whitey, and he blasts that ball in the right field. And Blinko will stop at second. So we got first and second now. It's still only 1 out. Here comes Ken Hunt up. Ken's 0 for 1, struck out against Whitey his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball in the left field. Is that going to be deep enough to get anybody over? No, it's not, folks. Sorry, looked at that wrong. That's going to be another ground ball down to Bobby at second, and that's going to be another E4. I looked that up wrong. Yeah. So now bases are loaded thanks to Richardson. Sure. Whitey's trying to keep his composure, but man, 2 errors on Bobby in this inning's got him in a heck of a predicament. Bases juiced for Yotes. He popped up to third his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. And Mick makes a nice catch on it, but it's deep enough for Blinko to score. Everybody else will hold up. That makes it a 5-1 game now, folks. Here comes Billy now with first and second and 2 outs. Can Whitey get out of this mess with only 1 run scoring? Billy popped up to third his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Boyer's up with it, tosses it over to Bobby. And the Yankees leave 1 run come across with those errors and walks. Whitey pitching a 1-hitter, and he's giving up 1 run, folks. Hey, legends, what's up? Now we got Scouring, Bear, and Howard due up here in the 5th. 5-1 ball game. See what the Moose can do. He's 1 for 2 with that 2 RBI single. Struck out his last time up, though, and that's what happens this time. Doran's figured him out, it looks like. Strikeout number 7 for Ryan. The Rhinos Express is all of a sudden finding it. Gave up that big triple, though, the Roger. Here comes his former battering mate. He's 0 for 2, Yogi is. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3, and Doran's mowing them down now, folks. Here comes Howard up. Howard has singled and reached on an error. And he blasts this ball in the left field, hits the third baseline. And Howard's going to be down at second with a double with 2 outs. Let's see here if Mr. Boyer can drive him in and get that run back. He's 1 for 2 today. Singled his last time up. And that's going to be another swing and a miss, strike 3. Rhino looks like Ronstadt out there, folks, with his 9th strikeout of the game. He's throwing nothing but blue bayous. But the Yankees got a 5-1 lead as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Doran's up. Then Pearson and Comp. So Ryan grounded out the shortest first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. That's Whitey's 3rd strikeout of the game. Here comes Pearson up now. He flew out the Yogi both times up. And he's going to give Boyer a shot at short. Used to saying third. He's up for it. Throws over to Scouring. 2 up and 2 down. Here comes Mr. Comp, He's walked and struck out. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Boyer again. And that'll end the inning. We go to the top of the 6th. It's New York 5, LA 1. Got Ford, then Richardson and Gardner due up here. And the 6th, Whitey's 0 for 1. Reached on a fielder's choice and had a bunt. And that's going to be a base on balls. And he mowed him down in the last inning and walks the pitcher this inning. That's what you get with Doran. You just never know, folks. Here comes Bobby, 1 for 3. He scored twice. He reached on an error his last time up and came around to score. And that's going to be a ground ball down the 3rd. Only play's going to be over the 1st. Whitey will get down the 2nd. Mr. Gardner. See if Billy can drive him in. Billy's 0 for 3, but he did score. He reached on the fielder's choice his last time up and came around to score. And that's going to be a base hit in left field. And Whitey's going to come around to score, folks. And that gets the run right back. And it is now 6-1. Gardner down at first for Mr. Maris, who tripled his last time up, folks. 1 for 2 with 3 RBI triple. He's walked and struck out his other 2 times up. And that's going to be a hit by pitch, and the Yankees come out of the dugout. But they know how wild Doran is. Now, cooler heads prevail. Everybody goes back. No punches are thrown. And the mix-up now. This might be the last batter one way or another for Ryan. 1st and 2nd. 1 out. Mix 2 for 3. He struck out his last time up, though. Not this time, folks. That's going to be a single in the left. That'll score Gardner. And we still got 1st and 2nd here, folks. And that's going to be it for Ryan Doran. It's a 7-1 ball game. We got a bunch of righties coming up. See who the Angels are going to go to here. As Doran can't make it out of the 6th inning. I think they're going to bring in Mr. Jimmy James. Oh, JJ's going to come in, I believe. Yeah, JJ's coming in the game. And that's it for Doran. And Johnny James, he's got a 4.38 ERA and no saves on the year. And like I say, he's got Scouring up here now with runners on 1st and 2nd and Maris and Mantle. And he's 1 for 3 with a 2 RBI single. But he struck out his last 2 times against Doran. Oh, thank you, ID. Appreciate it, bud. Yep, I appreciate it. Getting close to the end, and it's not a train coming through that tunnel. The light's coming. So, and blast, Scouring drives that ball in the left field, and that'll score Maris. And Mick's going to stop at 2nd, I believe. No, Mick's going to end up down at 3rd with his speed. So we got a single by Scouring. And now we got 1st and 3rd with 1 out here for Mr. Yogi Berra. And the Angels are just looking for outs, folks. They're going to play back. Yogi's 0 for 3. Flew out the center, popped up the 2nd, and struck out. But not this time, folks. That's going to be a single in the left field. Now it'll score Mick, and Scouring with his speed, he'll stop down at 2nd. The Yankees keep on hitting here today, folks. Might want to save some of these runs for later in other games. Now at Howard's up. He's 2 for 3 with a double. And any other time he hasn't been safe, he reached on an error, folks. So he's been on base all 3 times. Here's the pitch to Howard. And that ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is going. Howard hits his 12th home run of the year, folks. And it is 12-1 New York. Jeez, you Pete's. Just like that, this game is ridiculous. Now, bases are empty with 1 out for Clint Boyer. He's singled and grounded out the short and struck out. And that's going to be another ground ball. Yost is up with it at 3rd. Fires over to Blinko for out number 2. And that brings up Whitey. And Whitey started this inning off with a walk, folks, and came around to score. So the Yankees have sent 10 men to the plate here in the 6th. Here's the pitch to Whitey. And that's going to be a comebacker to the mound. And James is going to toss it over to 1st for the 3rd out. But the Yankees score 7 and take a 12-1 lead as we go to the bottom of the 6th. We got Thomas, Blinko, and Avery due up here. George is 0 for 2. He did reach on an error his last time up. And that's going to be popped up behind home plate. Howard throws the mask off, makes the catch. That'll be 1 down. Here comes Steve Blinko. Steve's walked twice, came around the score. And he squares this one up against Whitey, folks. And that ball is driven into right field. And the only thing Maris can do is turn around and watch that one go out of the park. And it's a 12-2 ball game. Steve Blinko with his 19th home run of the year, folks. Whitey giving up the long ball here. Here comes Earl. He's 1 for 2, singled his last time up. And that's going to be an easy ground ball down to Bobby. He doesn't mess this one up. That'll be 2 outs. And here comes Mr. Ken Hunt. Hunt. He's 0 for 2, but he did reach on an error his last time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. So Whitey's only his 4th strikeout of the game, folks. Angels score 1 on the home run by Blinko. And we go to the top of the 7th. Yankees 12, Angels 2. Top of the order due up Richardson, Gardner, and Maris. Bobby's 1 for 4, and he scored twice. He's reached on an error, struck out, and grounded out. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. 1 down here in the 7th. Old shotgun Gardner. He's 1 for 4 with an RBI and scored twice. He struck out twice and reached on a fielder's choice his other times up. That's going to be another strikeout. So that's the hat trick for Gardner. 3 strikeouts in this game, folks. And all of a sudden, Johnny's starting to wheel and deal out there. Here comes Roger, 1 for 2 with a walk and that 3 RBI triple. Got hit by pitches last time up. And he makes them pay because that ball is blasted, folks. You just watched the 51st home run by Roger Maris. That's a no doubt about her. Out there in right field where the tree is. Jeez, you Pete. That's number 51 in RBI 104. Roger Maris keeps on hitting, folks. Here comes Mick having a hell of a game. 3 for 4 with an RBI and scored twice. Here's the pitch to Mick. Can the M&M boys go back to back? And no, but that will be a single in the right field. And Pearson mishandles it after that. And Mick's going to end up down at second on an E9, folks. So Mick with a single now down at second on the air. Still 2 outs. James was cruising. I jinxed him. Talked about how well he was pitching all of a sudden, and now he's giving up a home run, and Mick down at second for the Moose, who's 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs today, folks. And that'll be a ground pop-up, rather, down the short. Cops got it. That'll end the inning, but like I say, they score on the Roger Maris home run. We go to the 7th inning stretch. You got Yost, Maroon, and pitch hitter for James due up here. Eddie's 0 for 1. He does have a sacrifice fly his last time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Roger. That'll be, out number 1. Billy's up now. Billy's 0 for 2 today. And not 0 for 2 anymore. He squares this one up against Whitey. And he hits that ball in the right field. Roger gets over, cuts it off. He'll hold him to a single. Billy's down at first. Now we'll have a pitch hitter here for James. See who's going to come out here and pitch hit. Old Satch, I think, is going to come out here and pitch hit. He's a lefty. He ain't coming out to pitch hit. Forget that. They got 2 catchers on the bench. I think Mr. Rice will come out and pitch hit. They do got 2 catchers available here. Rice will come out here, grab a bat. You got a runner down at first and 1 out. Can the Yankees get a double play ball here? Rice is batting .272 on the year, folks. 6 home runs, 21 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Gardner's up with it. He fires over to first for the easy out. And that'll put Billy down at second now with 2 outs, back to the top of the order. And Al's 0 for 3 today against Whitey. And that's going to be a base on balls. Not what you want here. Even though you got a 12-2 lead, you want to get through this game. Not have to use the bullpen. They might have to. Whitey, you might be getting tired. Old Cop's 0 for 2 with a walk. And that's going to be a first and second. That's going to be a single through first. And that's going to score Billy. And Al, with his speed, is going to make it down the third. And now it's a 13-3 ball game, folks. And still, well, no, it's first and third. I was going to say it's still first and second, but it's first and third for George Thomas. He's 0 for 3. He popped up, reached on an error, and reached on a fielder's choice. And that'll do it. That'll be a fly ball out to Roger. And that'll end the 7th inning. Wait a second there. And that was supposed to score. We got to go back. It's going to make me put somebody in and then go back. I guess it is. Okay, we'll put anybody in there right now because I'm going to go back and redo this. Give them their third run. All righty. Sorry about that, guys. Didn't notice they didn't score their third run there. Hey, Steve. Yeah, I thought so too, Steve. Yeah. Yeah, I thought he was working and just wanted to play a game is what I thought was going on. Okay, that'll score Billy. And then we'll have George fly out to Roger. And then Donahue will come in here to pitch against the Yankees here in the bottom of the top of the 8th, rather. And there's Jim. So he'll be facing Barra, Howard, and Boyer up here in the 8th. Yogi's 1 for 4 with an RBI. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Maroon at second. Easy play for Billy. 1 down. Here comes Howard, who's having a nice game today, folks. 3 for 4, and the only other time he did reach base on an error. He's got a double, a home run, and a single. See what he does this time, folks. And that's going to be a single in the right field. Howard is smoking hot today, folks. He's back down at first. He's been at first every time up, folks. So here comes Mr. Boyer. He's 1 for 4 today. Let's see if he can get another hit here. And that's going to be well, Howard's not going to be stealing, so that's strike 1 on Boyer. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. Over the short, and that'll be all they'll get. But that'll be 2 outs now. And Whitey, are we going to let Whitey bat here, folks? I think we're going to take him out. He pitched a nice 7-inning game. No need to get him hurt here. So let's see who's going to come out here and pitch hit. And I think Earl's going to come out here and pitch hit. And Hal Ruffin will come in to pitch. I think it'll be Hal. I think Hal will come out here to pitch. But we don't want that right now. We want Earl up here to bat. There's Earl. Earl, you're pretty as a squirrel. You got Boyer down at first. Earl's up batting .067 on the year, folks, with 1 RBI. And that is popped up in the foul territory. And the other Earl will make the catch behind home plate. And that'll end the inning, folks. And the Yankees strand Boyer down at first. And like I say, I think it's going to be Hal's going to come out here to pitch. See what the bullpen looks like here. Yeah, Hal's going to come out here to pitch. And he'll be facing Blinko, Avery, and Hunt here in the bottom of the 8th. Yankees up by 10. And Blinko's 1 for 1, walked twice and hit a home run, folks, his last time up. And that's a base on balls. He's having a perfect game. Trots on down the first. Not how you want to see Hal start this inning with a walk. That'll bring up Earl. Can they get a double play off of Earl? He's grounded out the short, singled and grounded out the third. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Yogi and left. That'll be out number 1. Brings up Ken Hunt. And Ken is 0 for 3. Struck out twice and reached on an error. And he didn't strike out this time, folks. He blasts that ball into right field. That ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is going. It's 13-5. Yeah, these Angels ain't going down easy, folks. Now it's an 8-run game. Here comes Ed Yost, 0 for 2 with an RBI sacrifice fly. And that's going to be another walk. And Hal's making this game interesting, folks. Here comes Billy up now with a runner down at first. Billy's 1 for 3. Singled his last time up and came around to score. And that's going to be a single in the right. Yost is going to end up down at third. And the Yankees all of a sudden can't get out of this 8th inning, folks. First and third, 1 out. Of course, they're going to play back for the double play. And there will be a pitch hitter here for Donahue. Let's see who's going to come off the bench here. Now the lefties can come off the bench. And that's who they're going to bring. They're going to bring Wagner off the bench. See what Wags can do here. Leo's coming in here to bat. Like I say, it's 13-5. He's batting .275 on the year, folks. 18 home runs, 59 RBIs. Here's the pitch to the Leo. And that's going to be a fly ball in the left field. That's shallow enough that nobody's going to tag on that. That's a big second out here. 2 outs now. Runner was on first and third. And that brings up Pearson, the top of the order. 0 for 3 with a walk his last time up. And that'll be a ground ball down the third. Over to first goes Gardner. That'll end the inning. but the Angels scored 2 and cut the lead to 13-5, folks. So we go to the top of the 9th, and the Angels need a pitcher. I think Sprague is going to come in here to pitch. Jack Sprague's coming on. He'll pitch the 9th inning here. He enters the game with a 10.57 ERA, folks. This is his 8th game. He's 1-0 with 1 save on the year. He'll be facing the top of the order, Richardson, Gardner, and Maris here in the top of the 9th. Bobby's 1 for 5. And he's going to be 2 for 6 because that's a base hit in the center field. Nice job by Bobby. Excuse me, here comes Mr. Gardner now. He is 1 for 5 with an RBI and scored twice. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Thomas in left field for out number 1 here in the 9th. Here's Roger Maris, who's hit his 51st home run of the year, folks. He is 2 for 3, walked once, and hit that 3-run triple, 3 RBI triple. And that's going to be a base hit in the infield. Slow grounder the 3rd. They're not going to get Roger, so that'll be 1st and 2nd now for the Mick. See if Mick can blast one here, folks, and get some of them runs back. Mick's 4 for 5. Nice game at the plate. 1 RBI, 2 runs scored. Here's the pitch to Mick. And that's going to be popped up in the foul territory. Earl's got it near the dugout for out number 2. And we go to Bill Scourin. The Moose is up. And the Moose is 2 for 5 with 3 RBIs himself, folks. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a double steal. That ain't happening. That'll be strike 1 on Scourin. With an 8-run lead, we're not double stealing, that's for sure. And that'll be a swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll end the inning. We go to the bottom of the 9th. New York 13, LA 5. You got Kopp, due up. Then Thomas and Blanco. In this inning here, folks. See how if he could have a better 9th than he did the 8th. Yankees ain't trying to use a bunch of arms in this game. Here's the pitch to Kopp. 1 for 3 today. And that's a base on balls. And that is the 3rd walk given up by Ruffin. Here comes George Thomas up now. George is 0 for 4. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. That's the first strikeout by Howe. That'll be 1 down here in the 9th. Here comes Blanco. He's 1 for 1, walked 3 times. That 1 hit was a home run, folks. And they finally get him out. Back-to-back strikeouts. 2 down now. The Angels down to their last out. It's all up to Earl. He's 1 for 4 today. And that is going to be a fly ball. No, that's going to be a ground ball down the 3rd. Gardner's got it, and that'll end the game, folks. Yankees win 13-5. Excuse me as I take a drink here. Check out the box score here. The Yankees, 13 runs on 18 hits and 2 errors. The Angels, 5 runs on 6 hits and 3 errors. Everybody but Whitey had a hit, folks. You had Mantle going 4 for 6. You had Roger picking up his 51st home run of the year. Howard picking up his 12th. Scowen with 3 more RBIs on the year. Roger with 4. Yankees were 8 for 14 with runners in scoring position. They scored 13 runs, folks, and still left 10 men on base. Old Billy Marone was the only one with 2 hits for the Angels. They was 2 for 7 with runners in scoring position. They left 9 men on. Whitey picks up his 19th win, increases his record to 19-7, goes 7 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, walked 4, struck out 4, and gave up a home run. Ruffin came in and didn't pitch great, but with that big lead, it didn't matter. 2 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs, walked 3, struck out 2, and gave up a home run. The former Yankee and RYNE DUREN, his record falls to 5-6. He goes 5 1/3 innings, 10 hits, 9 runs, 6 of them earned, walked only 2, which is good for him. Struck out 9. Like I say, awesome as far as strikeouts, but he was just getting blasted when they was making contact. Oh, cool, ID. ID says he's getting ready to do a hockey game. Yes, they have, Tim D. Yep. Oh, ID said if the Yankees blew this game, it was time to play the lottery. Old Johnny James came in. He didn't do much. 1 2/3. He's a former Yankee. He might have came over in the DUREN trade if I remember right. I know I'm right. Yeah, he came over in the DUREN trade. 5 hits, 4 runs, struck out 2, and gave up 2 home runs. Donahue came in, did a nice job. So did Sprigg. Both of them pitched an inning. Donahue gave up 1 hit. Spriggs gave up 2 hits and struck out 1. And now let's go to some fast play here in the American League. You got the Senators traveling up I-95 to Boston, take on the Red Sox. And Boston wins a close one. The Senators 6 runs on 10 hits. The Red Sox 7 runs on 10 hits. Then you got the Twins traveling to Chicago to take on the White Sox. And the White Sox win a close one. The Twins 5 runs on 12 hits and 2 errors. The White Sox 7 runs on 11 hits and 2 errors. Now let's see if the Indians can help out the Yanks. The Tigers travel to Cleveland and take on the Tribe. And man, what a game that must have been. Tigers win a close game in a slugfest, folks. 12 runs on 16 hits and 2 errors. The Indians 10 runs on 12 hits and 3 errors. Jeez, you Pete's. Then the last game in the American League on the 23rd is the Orioles taking on Kansas City. Out in Kansas City, let's see what happens here with the A's and Orioles. The A's and O's. And the O's have it. And they even put an O up against the A's. They shut them out. The Orioles 6 runs on 9 hits and no errors. The A's no runs on 6 hits and 3 errors, folks. Take a look at the standings here after August 23rd in the American League. Yankees holding on to a 9-game lead over the Tigers. Orioles are 11 games back. The Twins finally lost, folks. They're now 15 games back. White Sox are 18.5 games back, and then it really drops off. 30.5 are the Angels after losing to the Yankees. The Indians are 32.5 games back. They're on a 4-game losing streak. The Red Sox are 33 games back. The Senators are 45 games back, and the A's are 45.5 games back. Elston Howard increases his average to 343 to lead the league, folks. Roger with his 51 home runs, and Norm Cash with 127 RBIs. Then you got Gentile and Mick tied for second with 123. Moose is on their heels with 118. And then you got Colavito and Maris. Then the other two with over 100. And Jim Bunning still leading the league with a 2.11 ERA. Now him and Whitey are tied with 19 wins apiece. Louis still with 32 saves. And Roger jumps over Mick for the MVP with that 51st home run of the season. And Bill Stafford and Whitey Ford and Jim Bunning are all tied for the Cy Young votes, folks. I want to thank Tim D for stopping by today. ID Jester, check out his great channel, folks. Steve Tate, check out him. Steve does a great job with Action PC. Legend Sports Universe, I believe he's going to have a game around 9 o'clock. I think that's what he said earlier. He did a Madden exhibition game earlier today, folks. Check it out. Like he said, for the first 20 minutes, there was no announcing. Legends forgot to turn the mic on, but check that game out. He talks about how he's doing the project. He even shows you some behind the scenes at the end of the video. So check that out, folks. And I believe that was everybody. All righty. Yeah, exactly, Tim. Yeah, the Red Sox are on a 3-game winning streak after they got out of Detroit. Yep. They actually won the last game in Detroit, if I remember correctly. Excuse me. And the next game on the channel is going to be the Braves taking on the Pirates. You got Burdette going up against Francis. What time is it? 7:30. I might do that game before Legends does his at 9 o'clock. Try to sneak it in here, folks. If not, y'all have a great evening. Y'all take care. Alrighty, sounds good, Tim.